Well, it's still loading.
I cannot get used to your hair. It's
Isn't
totally
she
throwing
the
me off. It's totally
cutest?
throwing me off, man.
I'm a whole nother person.
You are.
We are live, by the way, FYI.
I
So
love it. Yeah. Is this our first show with your new hair? Or did we have one last
is.
time? Debuting the new do, ladies and gents. If you're just tuning in, you're like, who is that girl on that screen? It's Cynthia's evil twin. Ha ha ha.
It, you know what? You'll never know.
Kind of like Bewitched.
Oh,
Samantha had the dark-haired twin.
Yeah.
oh,
Actually,
yeah.
her cousin.
It'd be
And
really
she
hard.
was the ornery one that got him in trouble.
And she was the rocker chick, man.
Yes, she was.
Hey, I already went through my rocker chick phase. Actually, when Wes met me, I had black short hair that was spiked out with red streaks through it.
Oh.
Pictures.
Was,
It's pretty cool.
that, and I wore ties and vests and the whole shebang. I had a little bit of an Avril Lavigne vibe going on.
That's hilarious.
A long time ago, I had hair down to about on my shoulders with a perm.
Ah! A
No
perm!
way.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Oh
my mom
my.
said if I was going to have it long, it couldn't be straight. So I said, okay, cool. Let's curl it.
Let's curl her. Oh man. Wow. I just can't picture. Are there pictures?
There are pictures.
Ooh.
We need to see. We need to see the pictures.
I think we've been in the family long enough. These pictures could
Exactly.
surface.
I was just
Oh,
about
man,
to say the same thing.
Lord's playing the family card.
I am. I know when to play that thing.
We should we should start a new Facebook trend, and we should do our craziest hairstyles from our life, because I've got some doozies. Of course, I also didn't like the camera when I was younger, so I might not have that many pictures.
Well, that sure changed.
Well, it kind of goes with the job, woman.
It does. Yeah.
So, Mr. Buzz, how are you doing this fine evening?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
I am good. I'm so excited we're finally able to.
Yeah, I think we're so excited to have you on. We just totally jumped in. We aren't even following our normal show format. We're like, let's just get it in there and start. We're so excited to have you. Buzz has been a longtime friend of mine, of Cynthia's, of the Texas music community. And I know that this gets tossed around a lot, like, oh, this is our favorite station, or oh, we love this one. But you guys there in Fairfield are just a notch above the rest in the radio community for me. Y'all have just become like family to us.
Well, I appreciate it. And honestly, that's who we are. That's just what it is. It's not fake. It's not made up. So yeah, after we know you for a certain amount of time, you're going to have to start feeding yourself.
That's right.
Or at least you have to bring a side, right?
That's right, yeah.
Right.
I was actually going to say that exact thing, Buzz. I was like, I was going to be like, it's literally because you guys feel like family because you treat people like family. You express the love of Christ, in my opinion, and that is what makes people feel loved and accepted and cherished by you guys, and it means a lot. And as a fellow believer, it's really exciting to have that connection with you guys. It's really awesome. And speaking of being a Christian and all that and the music.
Ooh, you have news.
Yes, Mr. Buzz, do you want to tell us what you have recently been promoted to?
I have accepted the position of president of the Christian Music Association, which was actually formed by Linda Wilson in 2001 before TCMA. So I really kind of look at this as this is her passion project. And to me, there's a huge level of responsibility that goes with taking over or taking the helm of someone's passion project. Fortunately for me, this is something I am not totally unfamiliar with. We helped bring contemporary Christian music to our radio station years ago. Vanessa and I were very involved in just as listeners to contemporary Christian music. We realized that there was not a unified distribution system like CDX that we have for country or CD Tex, that there wasn't anything like that for contemporary Christian music. We thought we need to find a way to make that happen. Well, at that point, we would have still be dealing with CDs. Right about the time we started to formulate this idea, the world of downloading came around. And so that all went out the window because
Yeah.
now everybody could download and stations could just grab what they needed from a universal site. So anyway, but yes, and thank you. This is huge. It's a big opportunity. It's going to be a challenge, and I understand that. So we're going to be out recruiting. We're out looking for artists and people who want to come join us.
Awesome. That's so great. I'm so excited for you, and you're a perfect fit for that, in my opinion.
Oh well,
Like
thank you.
like I was talking about, the whole love of Christ expression there, that's a key factor in any kind of thing that is associated with a Christian community and Christian music. And I think that's a really cool.
And
I think it's total perfect fit. Perfect
I
fit.
don't think anybody
Well,
is
thank you.
surprised to hear that in the Texas country music community, it is very heavily involved with and kind of works alongside the Christian music scene. I know a lot of the Texas country artists have gospel records or they do church events and gospel shows a lot. So I think it'll be cool to see you guys kind of keep that bridge going. And there's a lot of new artists who are busting on the scene and not afraid to let anybody know what they believe. And it's very welcomed in the Texas music scene. So you guys are going to do great things with that for sure.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. You're exactly right. There are people now that are willing to openly profess their faith to the public. And, I am old enough to remember the artists that, the classics, the Johnny Cash, the George Jones, Tammy Wynette, Loretta Lynn, all the classic artists. Back in the day, it was not unusual for them to put out a gospel album. And so I grew up with that interchangeability between the country world and the gospel world.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Cynthia, you grew up playing, your first experience was church and gospel music. My first experience was probably 5 or 6 years old. I would go to church, I'd come home, and I would sit at my little dinky keyboard, and that was my first experience of playing by ear. I would have to play the songs that we sang in church that day. And my mom would say, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I have to get this out of my head." So I know that the very first music I cut my teeth on were songs that I learned to write in the church. And I think it's a pretty big foundation for a lot of artists. Like I said, Cynthia, you can chime in on having a Christian family band.
Oh, for sure. But yeah, I'm really grateful that this is an option as well, because the world's crazy right now, and we need that hope. We need that encouragement. We need people having the freedom to express their faith in that way. I think that there's just been so much craziness in that department for a while there. I think a lot of artists were a little scared because of lashback and all that. And social media didn't help for a while. But now I think that with how hard and how dark the world has gotten, people are wanting hope. They're wanting that joy and that hope that Christ brings to our lives, and we can help them find that through the beautiful gifts that God's given us to share the gospel with. So I think I'm really excited, and I'm really excited to see what you guys come up with and what all the future holds for the CMA, and that's gonna be cool. I'm excited. Yeah. So.
Me too.
So okay, moving on. Because
Okay.
I'm awkward and don't know how to segue. I'm just gonna move on. No, so okay, tell us a little bit about what got you started in radio programming, DJing, the whole shebang.
I mean, like from day one.
Sure.
Was the
Bring
first
it
song
on.
you ever spun on the air? Do you remember?
Do what now?
So do you remember what the first song you ever spun on the air was?
I don't remember the first song, but I do remember the first time I ever went live. It will be stuck in here forever. It was 1983. It was a football season. And after the football games on Friday night, the station I was at, I would man the board, run the satellite show from midnight to 6 a.m. And there was one, it was early in the season, one of those busy nights. People were calling, hey, what was the score? What was the score? And my boss called me up and says, hey, you want to go live? Well, I had never been live yet. And I'm like, how do I do that? He goes, I'll walk you through it. He gave me a setup plan. Okay, when this tone fires, the cart fires the music, turn the music down, do the scores. He said, that'll end in 3 minutes. In 3 minutes, your time is up, get out. So I sat there, and you realize suddenly time begins to slow down. And 3 minutes suddenly felt like an hour and a half waiting on the music to start. Once the music started, I survived my first 3 minutes on the air. I turned the microphone off, and the hotline starts ringing. There was a specific line. You knew which one it was on the phone. The hotline starts ringing. I knew it was Gary. So I pick up the phone, and he says, for the love of God, relax, man. And I just went because I was scared to death. And I'll be honest about that. So he just told me, he said, relax. And, it's that deal. I wound up doing color commentary for football a couple of weeks later because we were a man short. And fortunately, that helped get me comfortable with being on the microphone and doing this. And it's basically never looked back. But I do remember the first time I ever went on the air.
So you ended up kind of stumbling into it through sports broadcasting.
I got into radio because at the time I was living in Houston. And when you live in Houston, you get to spend a lot of time in traffic. And when you spend a lot of time in traffic, you listen to a whole lot of radio. And there were a couple of really good, well, of course, there were a lot of really good stations back then, but there were a couple of guys that I really listened to. And the morning drive was Moby in the morning. And then I would listen to Colonel St. James in the afternoon, who was on the other rock station. And one morning I'm stuck in traffic and I'm going like, I can goof off as good as these guys. I mean, come on, I'm made for this job. So I started going back to school. I realized that college was going to be way expensive. I am not that guy that would be able to go to college and work a job at the same time. Just not going to happen. Fortunately for us, there was a trade school in Houston. That's where I wound up going before I completed my courses. I already had a part-time job. And it was just, it was what God put me here to do. And so it was a rough start. The first year was very difficult, but 1983, or actually 84, when I wound up getting at a good station, 85, I got my first music director job. Later that year, I got my first PD job. My first PD stayed at the same station. And this is obviously what he put me here to do. And I've just been so blessed to be able to do it this long.
Cynthia, do you think it's funny? I don't know if you thought about this, but anytime that we've had DJs on, and we have so many friends that are DJs, the path that your career takes is, if I didn't know any better, I would say it sounds like a musician. Like the breaks that you get, the gigs that you get, the people that you meet, that everybody in the music industry is one step to get somewhere else. I feel like you guys as radio DJs and radio personalities, like it is very similar how your start sounds like a musician. I think maybe that's why we're all such kindred spirits, but I think it's really cool.
No, I 100% agree. And I think that's why I love hanging around you guys, because there is this relatability factor in the way our lives have happened. And we tend to be, and you guys are way more creative than I am, but I think it's people with that mindset. We tend to take similar paths. While not identical, I think they're similar in a lot of ways.
I don't know. I've heard some of your commercials and stuff, sir, and I'm not sure my creativity would ever measure up to that. And although I do love using my announcer voice, I'm not gonna lie, it's a blast. I'm like,
okay, I'm gonna say, yeah, Cynthia and I talk about the radio voice, and it's funny because I'm starting an adventure with my own first radio show here, and I'm having so much fun learning every day, but I'm having a hard time finding the sound that I want my voice to have. I've never struggled with that as a singer because you sing and it just comes out. You can't do much about it. You just have to learn how to use what you've got. Well, the radio voice, I'll record a track and I'm like, wait, was that too chipper? Was that too peppy? Oh, that one was too slow. Like, I'm starting to get in my head a little bit about it. Like, you guys, that's hard.
Any advice, Buzz, for
Yeah, any advice? Like, I guess I'm not sure. Like, is your thing to just talk to people the way you would if you were there in person? More excited than that? It's really interesting.
Depending on what I'm doing, I mean, for the most part, it's just what we're doing right here. It's me talking to you. It's me talking to the microphone. It's the person on the other side of that microphone. Now, there are times if I'm doing a story or something else outside of just a normal talk, yeah, I'll put different inflections in there, different styles, maybe even some different voice texture to it. But for the most part, what I do every day is just what we're doing right here.
Yeah, it's really cool. Cynthia and I always talk about
Now,
how
I
we
will
have our
say,
favorite DJ voices, and yours is 100% at the top. Like, we love being in a room where, like, if it's an award show or something and all the DJs are here and you hear them talking, you're like, I hear Buzz across the room. Well, we hear so and so, because you just know when the DJs are here. Like, I recognize those voices.
and it's still funny when I go places in public and people's heads will turn around because they hear the voice. They may not recognize my face, but they certainly know the voice. And it's still amusing to me to this very day.
Oh yeah. Well, at award show, I don't listen just for your voice. I also look for those spiffy jackets. Of course, a lot of people have started copying you in that department, so I'm like, dang it, guys.
Yes, Vanessa is determined to think that you were just starting a trend. She is just like everybody's copying Buzz, and I completely agree with her.
I honestly think they are. You set a trend, sir. You've set a standard that everyone is trying to. The men are like, we got to step it up. We got to be like
Right.
Buzz.
Right.
Well, get ready for March. Get ready for March.
Oh,
We got two jacket options right now. You will see me from 10 miles away.
oh yeah.
I love it. I'm so excited. Yes. Well, the thing is, if you have two jackets, you can wear one to Future Faces and you can wear the other one to the awards. So you get to showcase both.
There you go.
Future Faces is always just such a casual event.
It is.
But does it have to be?
It's a great time. It's a great time to get together and just kind of mingle and listen to the folks that are going to be up on that stage. That spot.
Oh yeah. It's
Future Faces alum right here on the show.
Yeah.
Well, I did what I could. I lost, but
But
And she's a humble loser, ladies and gentlemen.
Do what?
Here's
Buzz?
what I discovered doing a New Year's Eve show, doing my top 35 countdown a few years ago. I found out an amazing trend. If you are on, even if you don't win Future Faces, if you're on the panel of 8, it is almost a guarantee of future success. The number of people that have been Future Faces participants that have gone on to chart success is pretty amazing.
It is pretty cool. I mean, and Cynthia, you're proof. You went on to win New Female Vocalist of the Year. So what year were you on Future Faces, Cynthia?
I don't remember.
Was it 2023?
It was 23. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think it was 2023.
So within 2 years, you went from playing the Future and didn't even win it. The humble loser you say you are. Great.
Thank you for
look what it did, right? Look what it did for your career. You ended up winning New Female Vocalist 2 years later. So
yes, I did. And that year in between was kind of really a tough building process, but I mean, I think that you have up and down years. This year is looking like it might be a bit of a downer at the moment. We'll see what mid 2026 has to offer. I'm kind of playing it by ear right now. Pun intended, because I'm a musician,
I think 2026 and I don't know, Buzz, I'll ask you guys in the radio year for us artists, 2025 was hard. Like, we lost a lot of venues. We lost a lot of artists. Just gigs are getting harder. Where are you guys seeing kind of a connection in the radio world that, man, music has been hard the last couple of years?
Musically, I will say the last 2 years have been pretty remarkable. Now, we also understand the challenges that everybody is facing. And believe you me, I am one of those. I pay attention to venues that are going by the wayside. You know, we so hoped that post-COVID would be a recovery period. And unfortunately, that just still, even 5 years afterwards, still has not happened. So
Yeah.
I find that part of it very disappointing. But we just continue to try to fight the good fight, man. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. Unfortunately, we're still seeing the side effects of COVID and shutdowns and everything. And it really decimated the economy on levels that I don't think everybody comprehended until I think we're still gonna not fully comprehend exactly the side effects of that. Not just the economy, like people's overall health, mental health. I mean, across the board, people struggled. And I think though that's when radio and music really did shine though, because online stuff, y'all with your terrestrial radio stations, like you guys had an opportunity and you took it, and I think you guys did a fantastic job. And us artists were scrambling, trying hard to with the live videos and everything. That's where these kind of podcasts came from.
yes, ma'am.
Was because we were trying to reach our fans, not just to reach like. And the thing is like Lauren and I talk about this all the time. We're not doing music just because we enjoy it. We love music, but we're trying to reach people, and I know that radio tries that too. It's not just you have to love it. You have to love it, and you have to love the people that you're trying to reach. And as Christians, we should anyways. So
That's right.
yeah, it's really great that how everybody stepped up, but sadly, financially speaking, it has hit a lot of people hard. But you know what? We're a music has always been a very hardy
Resilient.
community. Resilient. Thank
That's
you.
what I was
That's the
going to
word.
say. Resilient.
That's what
with
I was trying to like. I was like, what word am I trying to say right now? Words are hard. I haven't used that line in a few weeks, so it was
It's a good
due.
one. It's a good one.
But no, yeah, the music community is resilient, and we will keep pressing forward. And AI is now rearing its ugly head and trying to put us out of business. But you know what? You can't fully create art through AI. It always needs its own base, and creativity comes from the Lord into these old brains, and we create it. And so AI can do what it wants, but ultimately,
And AI is just never going to have that world that exists between musicians and DJs and radio and live music. And
yeah.
I've traveled this entire country. I have got to be involved in some really cool radio interviews from California to Virginia, and I'm telling you, there's just nothing about it like Texas. Like Texas is a community of radio and music all its own. Like you guys you do it different on purpose. You strive to make sure you do it different. The inclusivity between the artist and the DJ is incredible. I will never forget walking into your station with Cynthia on radio tour and just being like, oh man, this feels legit, like it's community, it's family. And you were in the middle of is it your lunch hour show? Your Legends lunch hour show? That just blew me away. I walk in, you're playing Ray Price on the radio. I was just like, this is when I feel like I used to grow up listening to country artists go on radio tour. Walking in your station is just like, this is it. Like, this is what it feels like. So whatever you guys are doing there in Fairfield is some radio magic as far as I'm concerned.
I remember when
Well,
she
I will
geeked
take
out.
that as high praise for sure.
Oh yeah, you guys had like an instant connection too. I'm like, I'm not here.
Yes.
I don't
Yeah.
exist right now. And you know what? It was fine because I'm like, how do you guys know so much facts? So many facts about music, artists. I mean, I was literally blown away. Like, I haven't been in the country music scene forever like y'all. And so, like, I'm constantly having to learn stuff. And you guys literally were like, it was like Greek. I was like, Lord,
Yeah.
what are.
Yeah, Buzz and I just locked in on some classic country combo. And honestly, like I love being friends with musicians and songwriters and singers is great, but I'm telling you, the one group of people that'll give me a run for my money on classic country history is DJs across the board. You guys will school me because y'all know what's going on. Like the information and knowledge that DJs have just blows me away.
I've got a dear friend of mine that worked with me for about 30 years, Bill Booth, and he has probably forgotten more than I will know. And of course, he comes from a rock and roll background, and I'm talking like the real rock and roll. And so
Yeah.
his knowledge, I sit there, I think I know stuff until I talk to him, and then I go, yeah, I got to up my game. But for
Wow.
me, to make a point about knowing the music, I didn't really grow up with country music. I grew up in the era of bona fide top 40 pop radio. Probably for me, I still think it's probably one of the greatest times as a kid. I mean, I'm born in 62, so I'm growing up with radio of the 60s, that transition period into the 70s, and then into the 80s. And that for me was so dynamic from a radio standpoint, but my listening habits, I wanted nothing to do with country music. But I understood how radio worked because my instructors had taught me you're probably going to start at a small radio station. Small radio stations play country music. And I'm like, well, okay, I can endure that. So for me, it became a point, if I'm going to relate to the listener, I have to know the information, because if I try to BS my way, they're going to call you out, and that will bust your bubble in a heartbeat. So I have spent literally 42 years studying country music, and I continue to study every day. And it's just amazing. I'm kind of like Lauren. You start getting down that rabbit hole of writers and performers and who did it first and who covered
Yeah.
it second, who actually had a hit with it, who didn't have a hit with it. One of the songs I played today, by the time I get to Phoenix, the Glenn Campbell hit,
Oh
Johnny
yeah.
Rivers had actually done it before him, but
That
Johnny
was
Rivers didn't have the hit.
yeah. Just stuff like that. Like you guys know such cool stuff like that. And it makes me feel like, okay, it's not just geeky musicians, DJs get it
No,
too.
it is.
Well, now she's a DJ, so it
I
is.
know.
No, I kind of am wearing both hats, so to speak.
She can't wear any more hats. She's got too many
No,
already.
I already have enough, but I will say that this opportunity to start hosting my own show, it came from getting to know you guys down there and just learning. I love when we're at radio interviews, and Cynthia, you and I, we joke that we kind of forget what we're doing because you guys are live and you're talking and you're going back and forth, and you'll just be deep in a conversation and they're like, all right, we got to go on the air. It's such a flow that I've always respected, and you can tell the ones that have done it forever. And then another cool thing, Cynthia, you can attest to this, at Buzz's station, Buzz has the coolest setup. So when you're there for a radio interview, you're literally looking up at him because where he's
God.
is on this like
Oh!
pedestal. It is the coolest thing. So you're just like looking up at Buzz Russell, and it's just really, I'll never forget like just this is the coolest station ever, and he is just overseeing his people. I love it.
From the pulpit of country music.
That's right. I love it. That's what it feels like.
Oh my goodness. Well, not to put you on a pedestal or anything, but
He got one for himself. What are you talking about?
but you are also nominated, correct, for T3R? How many nominations?
We are up for broadcast personality, small market, station, small market.
Nice.
Of course, our dear friend Corliss is also up in her category, which is large market.
Yep.
Okay, I thought there was three different things, but I couldn't remember, and I wrote them down.
You guys have snitched Corliss into the team recently.
Absolutely. She just celebrated her 3rd year with us.
Yeah.
It's already been 3 years. I remember when she started with you guys. That's awesome. Yeah, she's such a good fit for y'all, I think, too, because like you guys, each one are such, even the ones that aren't on air are like such unique personalities, and you have to bring in unique people. I think if you're gonna have that many, everybody just has to stay seriously different.
Yep.
But it works too. Like you guys work really well together, and I think that's awesome. I think it's really cool that you guys are able to make that.
And Buzz, you won Broadcast Personality of the Year last year, did you not?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Yeah,
and talk
and
about.
at the recent TCMA Awards as well. Throw that one in there.
And that was the one that completely and totally caught me off guard, to be honest with you.
Really?
The 2025 TCMA. I thought Zach United was the winner of that because I follow him on social media. I see what he's doing. The guy is busting his butt. He's doing a great job. I thought, Zach's got it this year. And when they said my name, I was totally blindsided.
Well, I may have
Completely.
voted for you. Just saying.
Aw,
So I'm probably the reason you won TCMA, but that's
could have been.
no big deal.
Could have been.
Don't worry about it.
Well,
It's
it's
on the
funny.
house.
It's funny. In this stream right here, we actually are all three T3R nominees. My station is up for Station of the Year, Internet Station of the Year. Cynthia is up for Female Vocalist. You guys are up for it. So we need to tell Dave and Cindy T3R was well represented tonight among the nominees.
Yes. And we're actually going to have them on the show hopefully soon.
Yeah.
We've had some scheduling issues, as we all know happens, but
the little show that could, we just keep fighting against all odds to get our friends out there.
Oh, man. So what do you have? So I see that you guys have some events coming up. What are some events that you're the most excited about that's happening with KNES?
Well, from our standpoint, we've got two really fun ones. The first one's going to be in April 4th, which is Running for the Paws 5K. That benefits Laura's House, the Animal Rescue in Limestone County. And we've been partnering with them for a couple of years now. And I actually did the 5K last year. It took a long time. There was nobody there when I got back to the finish line. They had all packed up and gone home.
That'd be me. I would have been with you, Buzz. Actually, no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't even
100%.
finish.
I would have never finished. Like, you're ahead of me.
So it's a 5K color run. We do it in town. It's a lot of fun. Once again, it's a fundraiser for Laura's House, the Animal Rescue, and then of course coming up in May, our Snipe Nationals is going to be expanded to 2 days this year, May 1st and 2nd. And on the 1st, we are going to have a battle of the bands. We haven't done one of these in a while. We did this the year of COVID. And fortunately for us, it was outdoors, so we were still able to get away with it. We did have some success. We partnered up with the Buffalo Pro Rodeo a few years ago for a Battle of the Bands. It was only 3 contestants. As a matter of fact, Billy Joe won that one and still has the buckle. And so this time it's going to be a bona fide Battle of the Bands. We're going to put 15 bands on Friday. We have 3 judges lined up. I might have my 4th judge, a celebrity judge for the Battle of the Bands. The winner of the Battle of the Bands will not only get a cash prize, but will open Saturday night, the Snipe Nationals, where we will have Billy Joe Jones and Darren Morris.
I've been seeing that poster floating around social media the past couple of weeks. That's going to be a good show.
That's also the weekend of your birthday.
That is Buzzapalooza. That's Buzzapalooza, yeah.
Yeah, Buzzapalooza. Woo, woo,
yes,
woo.
You need shirts, sir. Buzzapalooza. Yeah, Buzz's birthday bash.
Yes.
I was gonna keep going. I'm done. Okay. Anyways, those sound like really exciting events.
That is really great.
Yeah. So okay. So I have to tell you,
the Snipe Nationals is also a fundraising event. We've partnered with a local organization that provides shoes for children.
Oh, wonderful.
Who don't necessarily have shoes or access to that kind of stuff. I think last year we did over 230 kids last year with brand new shoes.
Wow.
That's incredible.
That's awesome.
Big hand for that.
Yes, for sure. That's great. Man, and that's the thing is like shoes unfortunately are extremely expensive, especially just decent ones, like not even like the name brand stuff, like just Walmart. I can't even go there and get a pair of shoes for less than $16. I'm like, that's a take of gas. Just getting you from A to B. Like right now, I actually need new tennis shoes. I have Skechers I've had for like 5 years. I'm not trying to get you guys to get me shoes, Buzz. I'm just saying.
We'll take a collection.
Ticket collection. Venmo me. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, there you go.
No, I actually need new shoes, and so it's funny because it's like I have really good quality shoes, but they're old and I've worn them out. They have like holes coming in them and everything, and I'm like, these kids, they just keep going. I remember when I was young, I didn't ever think about the fact that I had holes in my shoes. I was just like, oh, whatever. But I was homeschooled. If you're in school and you're like running, doing track, doing games, doing sports, and you don't have the right kind of shoes, it can really make things tough for you. Because just the small amount of time Ethan was in school, if he didn't have the right shoes, he washed through shoes so fast, and it made it really tough for him to do things. And so I really think that's a great organization, a great fundraiser, and so kudos to you guys. That's awesome. So anyone that's watching, if you would like to participate in that event to help raise funds for shoes, definitely go to KNES page here on Facebook.
Go to
we're not on
page,
Facebook.
yeah.
We're on YouTube right now, but on Facebook you can go to KNES and check out all the events that they have coming up. Make sure you go and follow their page and as well, and keep up to date on all of the events that they have coming up. It's worth the drive. Also, Fairfield is a really pretty town, really cool place.
It's gorgeous.
Beautiful drive out there as well.
And can we talk about the burger place?
Oh,
So, okay, we cannot get off here without having one story that has a few different little side plots. But so when we went there for radio tour, you guys, just the fam, had to go out with the fam, and it's this really cool place. It's called Closed on Sundays, right? Now, the only reason I know that is because Cynthia and I did a commercial for the place after we came back and ate there. It was so much fun. That was our favorite memory and day of that radio tour. Like, nothing really compared to that.
it was chaos, but it was awesome.
Sing the jingle.
Yes. See, it was the jingle was Closed on Sundays, and we did it in harmony. It was perfect.
I'm not sure I did that right, but I don't know if the
remember
time
my line. Like, we went back and forth.
There was a whole paper.
Yeah, she gave us like a whole script, and we each had a microphone, and it was so much fun. See, there you go. That was my first radio spot, and look, here we are. You guys set the pace for my radio career.
Oh, look what you did, Buzz. Dang it.
It's all your fault,
I love it. Created a monster. I love it.
Yeah, but that was so much fun. And I remember there being a burger that like had peanut butter on it. They had all these crazy, the Elvis, yeah.
Elvis.
Yeah, I don't remember. I think someone at our table got that. But yeah, if you guys are ever in Fairfield, check out Closed on Sundays, except not on Sundays, obviously. Our little commercial for them.
It's not in Fairfield, though. It's in Teague.
Oh, that's right.
Very good. It's indeed.
Yeah. Ooh, look at you.
Look at me. I am a Texan.
Geography, Texas geography for the win, Cynthia.
I've learned a few things.
She sounds like a bona fide Texan, Buzz. What have y'all done to her?
The transformation has begun.
It's got a little ways to go. I got some work to do. Although I will say, people actually think with that because of my little bit of twang I got, people think I'm from further south. It's funny to me because I'm from Kansas. When I tell them I'm from Kansas, they die. They're like, what? Like, you sound like you're from like the coast or like Louisiana or something. And I'm like, no, I'm fake. I'm just kidding. I'm not. No, I talk lazy is what my mom says. So I have a twang.
I just got that Okie thing going on up here. We're just our own thing, our own entity up here.
You don't have much of a twang, Buzz. So, are you originally from Texas? I feel like I knew that, but I don't know.
I'm originally from Birmingham, Alabama.
That's right. He's a Bama boy.
Our pastor's from Alabama. Yep. Yeah, that's awesome. So, what brought you to Texas?
Dad had a friend who he grew up with, Uncle John, as we called him, John Allison. He had moved to Texas before Dad did. So Dad, at that point in time, Houston was, oh my gosh, Houston was so small, you could probably fit it on a postage stamp. Wow. I remember I was 5 years old. We moved from Birmingham to Alabama. I can remember arriving in Texas in the daylight, and there are no hills, and no trees. And I made the statement then, I'm going back. I'm going back home. We wound up staying at Uncle John's house for a couple of days until we got into an apartment. And that's really the reason why we moved here. The initial growth of Houston, Texas. I mean, you had the space industry that was really cranking up down on the coast. You had the oil booms that were happening. You had the
Absolutely.
petrochemical industry, which was starting to grow, and that's where Dad wound up making his career.
Wow. So you never went back to Alabama?
Sadly, no. I've been back home. I still call it home. I've been back home several times, and it's interesting to see how old neighborhoods can change. I've gone back to my boyhood home. It sits on a hill, which is about a 30-degree incline. And I can remember as a little boy, our house was about midway on the hill. And I can remember riding my tricycle down the hill to the bottom. I didn't have soles on my shoes for very long. I can only imagine what my poor mom went through when it came to shoes, since we were talking about shoes earlier.
Yeah.
But it will always be home for me. It truly is.
At that age, man, you shouldn't have been wearing shoes, Buzz. That's barefoot
Going down the
age.
hill, you got to have some sort of down the hill. You got to have something for
Right.
brakes.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Yeah, well, I mean, I'm from Kansas, so hills are few and far between. So maybe I don't understand.
I remember the first time that we drove through Kansas and we got across the border, and I swear to God, it was like looking at a tabletop. I'm like, there's nothing here. You can see the other side of Kansas from here.
Yep. You're not
Absolutely.
wrong.
What?
So, did you go up 35 to 70? Is that where you guys kind of
I
went
think
through?
we did. I think so. It's been a
Okay.
long time.
If you want to see a flatter part of Kansas, go to Southwest Kansas. It's flatter. I used to live in Elkhart, Kansas, and it was an hour and a half from the nearest larger city that had a Walmart. And that town, you could see it at night. You could see the lights at night an hour and a half away.
Wow, I'm impressed. That's
yeah.
black.
Impressive? Sure, we'll go with that.
Oklahoma claims that tiny little dumb panhandle up there. I'm like, you know what? Kansas or Texas could have kept that. Like, there was no need for that to be claimed Oklahoma. Their weather out there is nothing like what we get in the rest of Oklahoma. Like, Kansas should have kept it.
You know why Oklahoma kept that?
Oh, there's all kinds. Yes, I remember reading about it when I was 12 doing Oklahoma history. It did not stick.
Okay, fine. My bad. Never mind. We'll move on. Okay, she
No.
doesn't want to hear. Fine.
No,
I didn't want to tell you anyway.
flat.
I'm so sorry, Buzz. You know us. You. I don't know why I'm apologizing. You know. This is just us. You know what you signed up for.
Yes, you did.
So I'm so excited that you were finally able to make this happen. I'm so sorry for last time. That was an experience. So to say the
Clearly,
least.
we haven't quite bounced back yet, but we're getting there.
What'd you say, Buzz?
It's one of those. I have learned doing radio this long. Stuff happens. You just got to keep rolling.
Yeah. And I didn't think of it while we were doing all that and going through all that craziness to just try and stream to YouTube. We thought of that afterwards. We're like, we should have just streamed to YouTube, and
Right.
because that one works. For some reason, YouTube loves us, Facebook doesn't. But we're hopefully get Facebook figured out eventually. But I'm not hopeful at the moment. Right now, I'm just mad at it. But it is what it is. But like you said, we just keep on trucking, and we got people that have been commenting on here. We actually have Noni on here. She said hi. Hey y'all. And she goes, very first band came from the church I grew up in. I was raised in a Baptist church, and I'm incredibly proud of my Christian roots and the foundation they
There
gave
you
me.
go. Yeah.
And Matt Johnson said, hey, Cynthia and Lauren. Matt,
What's up, Matt?
Buzz, you don't count. No, I'm just kidding. Matt Johnson is from Dennis, as I'm on his account, and someone else said something about twang. So, and then we got howdy ladies from Pro Picker. I'm not sure who that is, but hello Pro Picker. But yeah, I forget to check on the messages for when we're on YouTube, or the comments. It's a learning experience, but we're getting there. So, what is one of your favorite aspects to being a program director, DJ, Mr. Buzz? What is your favorite thing about it?
My favorite thing about being a program director?
Well, just your part in the industry, maybe? I don't know.
You know, I still like creating a sound. What we're doing now started out of necessity. And I knew most people go into a project, they know what they want out of a project. When I started this almost 8 years ago, I knew what I didn't want. And that's really how I approached what we do today. I knew what I didn't want in the sound of the station. So I spent 3 months every day for 3 months listening to every song I had in my library. And if it didn't fit, it shipped. And so we went through the process, and we originally started, I really wanted to go completely classic country. And the owners at the time, this was before we bought the station, they weren't really keen on that idea. And I said, okay, what if we build around classic country, the real stuff, and bring in the Texas chart and bring it back? Because I'd been on the chart before. And that's what we kind of wound up with. And the fun part was bringing all that together. And so when we went live with it, June of 2017, as a matter of fact, June 6, 2017, we took the format live. My son, who is not a country listener, listened nonstop for 3 days. And that's when I knew, got it.
There
and
you
so
go.
I really enjoy building the sound. And it's like working on a hot rod. For those that work on cars, you're never finished with it. You're always going to be tinkering with something. You know what? I could change this. It'll go faster, or it'll sound louder, and so that I continue. I will be driving in the car and I will hear a song that, for whatever reason, no longer sounds like it fits. And so I'll go back the next day and that song comes out. So I still like that.
That's a great illustration with the car guy. I'm married to a car guy, so I totally know what you're talking about. I was like, wow, it's awesome, but at the same time, it's like, how do you guys keep your mind on one project? That's one thing about, like, you car guys. It's probably handy to have that mindset of, you know what, I can always make it better, like the car guys do when you're doing it with a program direction. I mean, that makes sense. That really fits together, like how that works. So that makes, I've never had anyone explain that concept that way, so I like that. It makes sense.
It's a lot of kind of how we approach music, writing it. You can always tweak it. Performancing, you can always adjust it. And I think that's one of my favorite things about getting to know you guys as DJs and working together is, for us, I know for Cynthia as a songwriter, we don't always know what the end result's going to be while you're doing it, and to get that end result and to know that you guys, we can trust it to radio, we can trust it to radio DJs, then you take it with what you're talking about, that sound. Does what we create fit your sound? It is such a finely tuned combination of, it has to be the right sound and it has to work for us. And I think it's so interesting how radio and DJs, like what you guys hear, can be so different than what we think we're putting out there. It's that whole chasing that sound thing. We talk about that a lot in James Cook Band, is like, you're not chasing the dream, you're chasing the sound. Like, what is your next sound going to be? And we will think it's one thing, and then we may hear a song on the radio and think, oh my gosh, that didn't work at all, or it's even better than what we thought it was going to be. So you guys have the opportunity to then take our music and program it in a way. We joke about who Cynthia's song comes on before or after. Like it matters, you know? So I think it's really cool to hear you talk about the kind of creating the sound for a radio station. I think we just assume you'll just throw a bunch of songs in there and play them, and you don't.
But actually,
No, you can't. You can't.
Yeah.
it makes me like feel even better knowing that some of my songs have made the cut pretty
That's what I
solid.
was thinking
So,
too.
I mean, I know not all of them have always made the cut on all the stations, and that's fine. You know, I write weird sometimes, and I mean, I'm kind of all over the place a little bit, but I'm working on honing in on my sound. But I mean, honestly, I know that you guys have really supported Narrow Road, and I really appreciate that. And it's really cool that to hear you say that how specific and particular you are about it, because that makes me feel kind of special, you know. It's like I made the cut. So,
You did.
yeah, I did. Oh man, this is so cool. Like I have like a million questions, I swear, but I've been thinking about this ever since the last time we tried, and it turned into a dumpster fire. I was thinking about so many questions, and I wrote them down and lost my paper. So I was trying to find it all day, and then I was also trying to get the Facebook stuff to work, and you know, but here we are. So I do remember one of my other questions was, how many years have you been? I feel like I know this too, but how many years have you been doing? I don't know why it matters if I know it. Everybody else needs to know. How long have you been doing this, Buzz?
Radio.
Radio, yes.
In August of 2026, it'll be 43 years.
Woo!
I actually didn't know
I
that.
know. That's what I said.
Wow. Well, you're only like 52. How did you do that?
I started young. I started young.
Oh my
And what's really
gosh.
funny is this thing, it will age you fast.
So does the road.
This industry does that. Yes.
It's funny to talk about it, and it was really weird when we marked the Michelle did a big thing on our Facebook page for the 42nd year of my deal. And it's that thing I'm looking at the graphics, which she does an incredible job with, by the way. I'm like 42 years. I have been doing this most of my life. And I remember, I mean, I distinctly remember the whole goal when I got started in radio, and I got started with some great guys. Our whole goal was to survive the first 5 years. They had told us, if you can make the first 5 years, you've got a good shot. They didn't say it was guaranteed. It was a good shot. And I can remember we just wanted to make 5 years. That's all we cared about at the time. And then once you get past 5 years, you kind of lose track of things because you're constantly in motion. Radio never stops. So it's really weird to think, you know, coming up in August will be 43 years. I never thought I'd do anything for 43 years.
Wow. That's impressive. Like, and a little nuts. Like, wow, you've been dealing with artists that long. You've got patience, my friend.
Well, you know, and here's the fun thing. You bring that up. When I got started, we still had contact with artists in the 80s. But then we saw the transition of Nashville into corporate Nashville. And so smaller stations lost that contact. They took that away from us. Because why? Well, for the bean counters in Nashville, it wasn't profitable. So they took it away from us. So it wasn't until 2000, when the first Texas chart came around, that we finally got back to that, the way things used to be. And it's like, holy cow, I remember this. This is how God meant this to be. Let it carry on. And it's been great. You know, what was really disappointing early in the 2000s with the Texas chart, we had so many great artists. There are a few still around. Stephanie Urbina Jones, a dear friend, Pauline Reese, they're still around from the early chart. And it's so amazing that they're still around, because we had so many artists that we weren't sustainable yet. We hadn't generated into a self-sustaining industry at that point. So we would break new artists and wait for that sophomore album, and it would never come because the money wasn't there.
Yeah. That's still kind of a struggle right now. I mean,
Right.
it's getting a little harder. Like I've really struggled to book shows this year specifically. Right now, it's been a little lean, but it has become more self-supporting for sure, though, compared to what you're describing. So I
Yes.
praise God for that. But yeah, it's an expensive industry. It's not something that you can do and just make you money right away. Like, it's something that you have to work at. It's just like any business, any small business. When you're starting out, there's going to be losses and probably no income. I finally this year, I get to report on my taxes that I am actually making profit.
You made a profit, the P word?
I did. It was only like $300, but I made a profit.
And that's a hard-earned $300.
Oh man, it was really exciting though, because I was like, oh my goodness, I've had a loss every year since 2019, and I'm like, if I don't have a profit this year, I'm gonna be turning this into a hobby. So I need to. Taxes are gonna, that the IRS is gonna come after me. But anyways, no, that's really cool to hear that, because I didn't know that transition was there for you guys in that way. I didn't understand how Nashville they stole it from you. That's not just take it. That's theft.
It was disappointing, and you really kind of felt. I know a lot of us in the smaller markets, we really kind of felt like we just got kicked to the curb.
That makes sense. Yeah, and honestly, the thing is though, is now those smaller stations over the years, y'all have become a bigger deal too. I mean, I know that you guys are still a smaller station, but you guys are still making waves in your community. You still are showcasing even people that are kind of like in between the national / Texas act, people that are up and coming. I mean, you guys have had a lot to do with, I think, the influence of the music scene. I mean, because I don't know how many DJs I've spoken to in the smaller stations that have seen what are now national acts come in through their stations, or interviews and everything else, having the songs even just played, sent to you directly from the artist. So, I mean, is that something that you still see, like that you've seen in your career, that you've seen people take that big leap up to the big time?
the one that stands out the most is Aaron Watson. He probably doesn't even remember calling me back when he first got started. But Aaron Watson's one of those, my youngest daughter, big Aaron Watson fan. And I said, well, I've been playing him on the radio. But I tell you, the crossover point for me is when Aaron Watson came out with the duet with Willie Nelson. I just went, okay, this is it. This is it. And I think that album was the one where Aaron started to take off. And now look at the guy, man. The guy's just amazing.
Oh yeah, and I think personally, I mean, I didn't even hear about him until a few years ago when he came out with the radio song, the one about the parents dancing. Oh, what is it called? Oh, for the love. It's a ballad, but it's beautiful. It's the one that actually caught my family, and we were like, this song's gripping. Like, it grabbed us, and we just couldn't stop listening to it. And every time it came on the radio, we listened to it nonstop. I can't remember what the title is now, but it was like about the parents dancing to the opera music or something like that, and the kids listening in the background. He just painted such a picture, and his writing and his capabilities in that department is very admirable. And I love too that he's not just one of those that just bulldozes through. He brings other artists on, and he supports everybody in the community. And now he's got his son up there, which is adorable. I'm like, bravo, sir, bravo. And I enjoy country radio. That's what it's called. Yeah, I was halfway there. Country radio is what it's called. The country radio song, yeah, which is it's a twofer right there because it was on
There you
country
go.
radio and it's called country radio.
Clever how he thought of that.
Well, that's
Well, I
so
know
cool.
for me, seeing you guys do the live interviews, there's obviously, I've met a lot of stations and I've gone on radio tours, 2 radio tours with Cynthia, and I keep up with the stations. I follow them, make sure you guys are on my algorithm, but I will stop what I'm doing to watch when you guys go live with your artist interviews. You guys just always have cool people in there, and I don't know. I feel like everybody kind of has that same feeling that Cynthia and I did. Like when you walk into your studio, you just know you're there because you're wanted and you're respected. And it's just a good feeling. And I've gone into several stations that don't always feel like that. It can be fun. Radio stations are just cool, whether they're in the middle of nowhere, whether they're fancy downtown, they're neat. But you guys have something special. And every time I see, KNES is live, I will try my hardest to give them a view because I know that it's a big deal for them to be there with y'all. So keep those live feeds coming because I know I sure watch them. We sure appreciate them.
We'll do it. Yeah.
And I know whenever they're playing a song and it's like a really special moment with the song, that I know that Michelle's back there with the camera, just making them nervous as all get out with her awesomeness, because she's amazing. And it's just every single person at KNES, we really appreciate you guys and love y'all. Not just because
Cynthia and I are both repping the merch tonight. Oh yeah.
Yes, it still fits. I'm excited. So, it's been a rough year.
I actually wore it at my gig the other night. I played in Wichita Falls, and I wore it under my little jacket. It was my stage outfit last weekend.
Right.
Yes, she's very good at repping the merch, and
Oh yeah.
appreciate you guys and how you always support us in that way and give us clothes to wear because we're poor artists and we need
Yeah, there you go.
Oh man. So anything that you want to, other than those events, is there anything else that you wanted to promote or to shout out about upcoming for you? Or
Those are really the next 2 big things for us as a radio station. We're
okay.
trying to finalize our Kidfish event for July. We haven't crossed the T's and dotted the I's on that one just yet. It's going to be tough to duplicate last year's Kidfish event. Now, this is something we've done for 25 years now, and it's absolutely free for the kids. And it started with a former general manager, Joe Bill Reed, who grew up as a hunting, fishing, outdoors kind of kid, loves the outdoors. And his big deal was, let's get kids off the flipping couch. Let's get them outside. We'll provide the rod, the reel, the bait. We'll do all the stuff. All they got to do is show up. And so we've been doing that for 25 years. Last year, for the first time ever, we had to cut off the registration because we were approaching 400 kids.
Wow.
We don't have enough stuff. So
what a good problem to have.
So we actually, for the first time, we had to cut off registration, and we were in the 390s, if I remember correctly. Now, we know the day of the event, there's always going to be issues. People won't show up, but travel considerations and things like that. And then we'll have people who show up the day of the event to sign up. So at the end of the day, I think the number was 376.
Wow.
And so we called that our new world's record. We thought 200 was a bunch. 376 was taking it to the next level.
Incredible. It makes me think here in my community, we have a station called KYKC. It's the country radio station I grew up on, and they always had an event called Take a Kid Fishing Day. And every single year, they would be out there all day long. They would have hundreds of kids come out to that thing. So that brought back a lot of memories for me. I'm glad you guys still do that stuff.
That is awesome.
Yeah, it's great. It's a lot of hard work.
Oh, I bet.
And once you're done and all the trophies are handed out, you're glad you get to go home.
That's usually how those events are. Like, you're excited, you're pumped, you have a blast while it's going on. Oh wait, that sounds like a show, but at the end you're like
a gig. I'm like, Cynthia,
you're
just
gonna
go lives.
go to sleep, and I'm gonna sleep hard. And it's like the best sleep after those kind of situations and events.
Yeah,
it is. You pretty much just die for
the adrenaline
for like
rush
12
wears
hours.
off.
Do what?
The adrenaline rush wears off.
Yep, for sure. That's
Yeah.
100% what happens. Oh yeah, man, that's so cool. I love that, and I love how active your station is in the community. You guys are very community minded, and just you really take care of your people. And it's not just us artists. It's not just what we do, but you guys take care of everybody, and that's admirable, and it's needed in the
And on
world.
top of that, can I just say that you guys need to add Buzz and the station on your social medias because, first of all, just a wealth of information. But second of all, you post all the national holidays every day. And do you
Yes.
know what I learn? I learn about birthdays. I learn about national holidays. And I always know the traffic report going on down there because you, sir, keep us all informed. I get really upset. I'm like, oh no, there's a wreck down there. I'm like, why am I involved in their traffic report?
I
But
know,
Buzz
I'm
says
the
it's
same
important.
way. I get so
Yeah.
like worried for the people in your area because there's a lot of wrecks down there.
A lot of traffic down there.
And but it does give me an opportunity to pray for those people that are crazy on the road and don't know how to drive. So,
Yep, but I am. I'm always like, well, looky there. It's National Eat a Hot Dog Day. Okay. Buzz said it's National Donut Day. Let's have a donut. You keep me informed, sir.
and fed
Today was
apparently.
National Flannel Day, so there.
Yeah, I love it.
Wait, what about flannel?
National Flannel Day. That's
When?
today.
That's
Today?
Look at me!
We're participating.
We didn't even know we were cool.
We're that good.
We're that good. No, oh man, this has been so great, Buzz. Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate you
You bet.
and all of you guys. You're just the real deal, and that's important in this world. And as artists, it means a lot to us. And I love you guys.
We love you guys. We truly do.
I just love your family. I love your wife. I love all of y'all. All y'all are amazing. And
No,
appreciate you guys.
it's a big family event with you guys. And I know anytime we're ever at an event, like it literally feels like a family reunion when we all get together, get to love on each other and hug on each other. So make sure everybody give Buzz and his family station some support. They're like I said, we have a lot of favorites, and we're allowed to have more than one favorite, but boy, it's hard to not feel any more loved on than the way you guys make me feel after I'm around. Like that's what I carry with me is not just people who are good at their job, but when I can walk away from a visit feeling appreciated and that people were actually happy to hug me. And that is how I feel around your family, everybody in it. So as an artist, as a friend, that goes a long way for us.
Well, thank you. We love you guys. And come on by and get your hugs.
Yes.
And if you ever go to an award show and KNES family is there, they will make you feel like a celebrity, even if you are not. It's the best thing ever.
Highly recommend being friends with them.
Yes. Well, thank you again, Buzz. We appreciate you and we love you. And we look forward to all of the events and the things that you guys have going on with your station and with your family. And look forward to seeing you in March.
I can't wait to see these jackets. Ooh.
I know. I'm excited. The jackets you're becoming like an icon with your jackets and it's like it's a thing we look forward to now.
Yeah. I mean,
Don't
it doesn't
disappoint
matter.
us, Buzz.
We're girls and we try hard. It's like, what is it even going to matter? Buzz is going to show us all up. Like, he's just bringing it to the award shows and we just might as well just not show up. He just looks so
Now I want to get a paisley jacket that sparkles.
Yeah.
There you
I'm on
go.
the hunt. I will find one at Goodwill one of these days, I promise you.
Oh, good Lord. Well, we shall see how she's dressed at T3R. Oh, man. Well, we'll see you later, Buzz, and looking forward to seeing you later. So,
All right. Well, hope to see y'all soon. Love y'all.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hold on.
Right.
We'll say bye in a second, actually, guys, because I don't know how to stop